everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today I am doing the Count Your Blessings in Books tag. So this tag was created by In Search of Wonder. I will link her channel down below. And thank you to Cat Stories and Jane Reads, two awesome friends of mine, for tagging me to do this video. And I'm glad I looked because I thought only Cat tagged me, but it was also Jane. So thank you to both of you for tagging me. So I have the questions here. So let's go ahead and get started. It is a short tag, so it's a thankful Count Your Blessings tag. Okay, so the first one is count them one by one. Go ahead and try to count them. So I did this last night while I was filming my book review. So I counted all the books downstairs. I don't have many. I think I had 14. Most of them were review books. I have two book carts. I have this one that you can kind of see in the corner and one in front of my camera. So there's two book carts filled with books. I did do an unhaul. I didn't count those. Not that many. There was like 6 or 7, something like that. And then I have a few in my bedroom. So I counted everything, bookshelves, everything, and I came to roughly, because I could have missed one or two, 455. So that is my rough count of all the books that I own. So it's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it is quite a bit. We're running out of room here. But yes, so 455. Yes, so that is the rough count of how many books that I have. All right, the next question is life-changing books. What are some books that changed you or profoundly impacted you in a positive way? So obviously my Bible really impacts me. And so yeah, so based on nonfiction, that one has really impacted me, as well as there is one that I really, really plan on trying to complete, tomorrow, next year, and that is 100 Days to Dream Your Heart Out by Katie, I can't remember her last name, but I'll put the cover here. But I never buy devotionals. I bought in a few this past year and read them and enjoyed them, but this one, I was just randomly looking up devotionals one time. I don't know why, and God pointed this one out to me, and he's like, you need to buy this one. And I was like, I never buy devotionals, God. And so I bought it, and every time I open it, no matter when it is, every time I have opened it, it is something I went through that exact day. Yeah, that exact day. I was going to say that even that week, but no, it was like that day. It was something that I was going through or thinking about. And so God has really blessed me through that book. And so I really would like to complete that entire book. There's also room for journaling, which I love. So I'm very excited to continue that one. I'm sorry if I sound stuffy. I think it's my allergies. Yay, allergies. Okay, so yeah, so this one impacts book lovers all over the place. I mean, as far as fiction goes, now we're going into fiction, this book right here. This impacts you. I mean, come on. It's called Book Love for a reason. It's by Debbie Tung. But it's adorable, and literally all the book problems, all the book love that she feels throughout this book is like everything that we go through, and it's hilarious, it's funny, and it's cute, and it's one of my favorites. So yeah, that's impactful for a bookworm. I can tell you what changed my book tastes. This book changed me. It changed me as far as my book tastes go, because I have never been a huge fan of contemporary. I love historical fiction, fantasy, sci-fi, pretty much everything else, except I'm not really a huge fan of contemporary. Contemporary romance, I'm good with, but like middle grade contemporary or just contemporary in general, I felt like this one really just solidified my love of contemporary, as long as it's done really well. So this is Close to Famous by Joan Bauer, and this was kind of my introduction to middle grade contemporary, and I loved it. And she's one of my favorite authors. I do own most of her books, not all of them yet, but I do plan on continuing her entire backlist. So I'm very excited, because this was such a cute book about a girl with dyslexia who befriends this kind of grouchy ex-starlet of Hollywood, and I really, really loved it, and I thought it was really cute. Also, The Extraordinary Deaths of Mrs. Kipp. This really changed my my favorites too. This is one of my top favorite books of all time. And I never thought that would happen to a story about a woman who's in hospice. And I normally do not like stories like that. But I love this one. It's one of my absolute favorites. I love Sarah. I love talking to her. And so this one is about a woman who's in hospice, and there's a reporter who kind of gets in trouble with something, and so she has like kind of the bottom of the barrel article. Then she has to write this woman's obituary, and it ends up being so much more than that. And just both characters, I could see it in myself. I could see myself in the character of Aiden. Aiden is the reporter, and how she's shy. She doesn't really want to be in the hospice situation. She doesn't really want to talk to this woman. I see myself in her, and I also see a little bit of Mrs. Kipp and how I'm growing more and more in my faith. I still need to, but I feel like she's a really great role model, and I love her so much. So definitely this is a life-changing one for sure. Next question is special editions. What are some editions and copies that you really love? First editions, special editions, leather bound, signed, so anything and far in between. So if you're new to my channel, this whole bookshelf right here, not the middle one with the plant, but this whole entire bookshelf from shelf 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way at the bottom, these are all signed. And it's one of my favorite collections. It's probably literally the only thing I collect now. Honestly, I really tried hard, and I really am trying not to collect anything anymore, but signed books, yes. Have I met all these authors? No, but I have talked to them online. I have loved them, and I have loved them. I do love them. But, so most of these are book plates, but some are personalized or personally in-person signed. But yes, so I have all my collection here. There are a few authors on here that I love everything they've ever written signed. So Misu Andrews, I have all of her books signed that I own. And then I would also love Jamie Jo Wright. Tracy Peterson, but she's written so many books. I used to own quite a few, but I did it on haul like years and years ago, and I really would love to own all of her books again, but that's a lot of books. But at least I have a few signed by her. But yeah, oh, and Melanie Dickerson. I love Melanie Dickerson. If I could have all of her books and signed, I would be the happiest little duckling ever. Duckling? But yeah, so yeah. So as far as signed books go, those are all of them, and I love them all. So, oh, I could tell you one of my absolute favorites. Okay, so backstory to In Feast or Famine by Misu Andrews. So I went to the Fiction Readers Summit back in May, and I got to meet the lovely Misu Andrews. She's now adopted as Mama Misu. I love her so much. But I brought literally every book she's ever published. I brought every single one to the event. I think it's like 18 books or something like that. Something like that. But I brought them all except for the one because I bought it from her a few years ago and she sent it to me. So besides that one, I brought everything. And you should have seen the look on her face. It was hilarious. Yeah, she took up like the entire top of the cart that I had for signings. But it was funny because she signed them all. She said, "Would you like them all personalized?" I'm like, "No, that's okay. You know, just personalize the first one that you grab or whatever." But In Feast or Famine is like one of my new absolute favorites of hers. And so I went back after the event was pretty much wrapped up. There was nobody around. I was like, "Can you personalize this one? Because this is like my new absolute favorite of yours." And so she did. And and she wrote pretty much an entire book. That whole page is signed. And I just, I love it. And I love her so much. She's such a sweetheart. And so yeah, that's definitely one of my absolute favorite signatures is that one. But all of them hold a special place in my heart. This question is going to be like 10 minutes long on its own. So I love the leather-bound editions from Barnes & Noble, and not sponsored, just in case they asked. But I would love more. I only have 3. I think this one is one as well. I'm not sure. Let me check. So I think this one might be one. Oh yeah, it is. So this one, A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. So this one is a Barnes & Noble edition. So there's that one. And I also have the I was wondering if it was upside down. The Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe, and I love this edition. So I actually got this one for free, and it would have been almost free anyways. Somebody was selling this on Facebook, and I think she only wanted like, I don't know, like $5 or something. So I went and met her, and it was on my birthday, literally on my birthday. And she was like, "Oh, it's your birthday? Here." So I got it for free, and it's gorgeous. It is a brick for sure, and it's absolutely beautiful, and I still haven't read from it, but I would like to. I mean, I've read a couple of his. I've read The Raven. I've read The Telltale Heart. I can't remember what else I've read, but I haven't read a lot of his, so it's nice to have a full collection here. And then I have, these are heavy, and then I have the Hans Christian Andersen Complete Fairy Tales. I love Hans Christian Andersen. This book cover is stunning. I love that it has Thumbelina on the front there. Really, really beautiful. It's got the Frog Prince, or I think that, I assume that's the Frog Prince. I'm not sure yet. And the back has, I don't remember what story that is. Is that the Ugly Duckling? I don't know if he did that one or not. But yeah, so gold foil. I think the other one was silver foil, I think, for Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, it was silver foil. But gold foil, I love this one. I actually got this one at an outlet store, so like I got it for really a good price. So I really love this one. The only problem with these is that the lettering is so small. So like I feel like it's like such a large book that like I never pick it up to read it, but like I love it so much. So yes, I would love to read more. One of my favorite Hans Christian Andersen ones, I wonder if it's in here. It better be, because it says it's a Complete Tales. Let's see if it actually is in here. Alright, so my favorite one, they're not alphabetized, of course. The Little Mermaid, if you've never read the original one, it is so much more different than the original one. But my favorite, and if you didn't know, Hans Christian Andersen is a Christian. If you didn't know that. They better have this one. Oh, the Ugly Duckling. He did write that. So I was right about the Ugly Duckling. And the Snow Queen. The Snow Queen is one of my absolute favorite stories. So I don't know if I've ever actually read the story. I think I have. But the movie is one of my favorites from, is it Hallmark? Can't remember. But yes. So, and then the final Barnes & Noble edition that I have is the Jules Verne 7 novels. And this one, if you thought the first one was a brick, this one, ooh, it's huge. But this one is actually my favorite edition because I love the hot air balloon. I love the gold foil on the front. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got the huge compass on the back. Absolutely stunning. And this is gorgeous. And I have read one. I actually did start reading it out of this one and then switched to audiobook because the language of Jules Verne is very hard to understand. So I had to switch to an audiobook. But yes, so this book is very beautiful and I do really enjoy it. What did I read? I read Journey to the Center of the Earth. And what do I want to read next? What is in here anyways? I can't even remember. I don't think it's everything that he's written. I'd like to read, let's see, maybe Mysterious Island because we actually just rewatched that movie. So maybe I'll read that one next at some point. Okay, these are the last editions that I'm going to show you. So this is my favorite collection. I've shown it in years past, but I don't even know if I can lift it. It's heavy. But this is my favorite fiction book of all time. It will remain a favorite because of nostalgia, and the movie is so great. I actually just rewatched the movie while I was working on my reading journal for next year. But The Princess Bride. And yeah, it's my favorite collection. And I have a lot of different editions. Some I've never even seen before, and I randomly saw them on Paperbacks. And I was like, I need that. If you have a copy that I don't have here, and you don't want it, send me a message on Instagram because I'm always looking for new copies. So I have this one, which this is the very first one that I got. This has sentimental value because this is the one my mom gave me. I did let somebody borrow it. Really shouldn't have, but that's okay. But my mom put a little note in the front, which I love. So I have that one. All right, next. Next, I got this one, which this is beautiful, but if I saw this at a store, I would have been like, I've never would have dreamed that this was a Princess Bride edition, but it is. And I've never seen this. So I found this on Pango Books. And I'm like, are you kidding? Like, this is amazing. There's one page or a few pages that are kind of torn, so I don't know if a dog bit it or something. Which could have happened, but I just really, really love this edition. This is one from, let's see, does it say? I think it's Bloomsbury edition. Oh, it's by the Ballantine Publishing Group back in 1999. Although this edition was first published in Great Britain in 1999. This paperback edition was published in 1999. Okay, so 1999. So beautiful, but it looks like a Shakespeare work of art, doesn't it? So I have that one. And then I recently, not super recently, but this year I got this one, which is The Princess Bride. This is, I think this one is a UK edition, I believe. Yeah, Bloomsbury UK edition as well. Really, I love the black and white. I think it's stunning, so I'm really happy that I got that one. Then I have this one, which kind of was an accident. I wanted a different edition, and Amazon was not great because they showed a different cover of this one. And so naturally, I assumed I would get that other cover. I did not. My dad ended up buying it for me thinking it was that one because that's the one I really wanted, but it ended up being this one, which is the same as this one, but it's a little bit bigger. So yeah, so I was kind of sad about that, but my dad gave it to me, so obviously I kept it. And it is a different size, so like same edition, but it's a different size, so I don't really care about that. And he did sign this one for me. I made both of my parents sign the book because it just felt really, really special to me. So I do have the same edition, but in hardcover, which is downstairs. But I am annotating that one, and I'm actually going to be painting the cover. So it'll be an entirely different look to it, which I'm very excited about. Okay, and then this technically is not a copy of The Princess Bride, but one of my awesome book besties sent me this. It's As You Wish, a guided journal inspired by The Princess Bride, and I just really love it. Hopefully I kept my, oh no, did I not keep my gift receipt in here? Oh, I didn't. Oh no. Oh no, I can't remember. Oh, wait, there it is. Whew, I thought I lost that. I'm like, girl, if you lost that one, Bethany. I thought Bethany sent this to me. But yeah, so it's just a guided journal. It's got pictures of all of the beautiful scenery from the movie and stuff, which I love. So I haven't even looked at it really entirely. I just put it in my collection. But yeah, so like it goes with, so this one says, Inigo finds himself a master swordsman, humbled when he is bested by the man in black. When have you been beaten unexpectedly, and how did you respond? So it's all just inspired by The Princess Bride, which I love. Okay, I'm running out of room on my lap here. Okay, so this is the cover that I think this was the one that I thought I was getting on Amazon, but I didn't. But I ended up finding it on Paperback. Somebody was selling it. I was like, yes. And it was kind of funny. I messaged her. I was like, is this the cover? Like, is this the actual cover that you have? Not one that's different, because I've had some issues. And she said, no, it is the exact cover. So I did get it. So it's this beautiful one with the man in black, Wesley, on the front cover. I love it. It's gorgeous. And I think this is one of my favorite ones. So I got that one. And then this is kind of another situation where I thought it was one. There's a copy that I got from the library. And it was my very first copy that I ever read. And it was an embossed front cover. So it didn't have a whatever it's called, a dust jacket. It was just the cover. So I remember it being this edition of The Princess Bride. So, but unfortunately, it's just blank on the inside. And I remembered, though, that the copy that I had an embossed cover when I was reading it. So I have yet to still find that one, but this one's still kind of cool. It's a 25th anniversary edition. But yes, so, and if you guys were wondering, there's never been a sequel, The Buttercup's Baby. It was just kind of a rumor going around, but there's never been. I mean, unless it's really, really lost out there somewhere, it's not there. Okay, and then I'm going to have to move that now. So I have a copy of As You Wish, which is the memoirs of the making of the Princess Bride movie by Carrie Yules. So very excited. I would love to meet him and have him sign this, because that would be amazing. So yes, I absolutely love this edition. And it's got pictures. And this is actually one of my favorite books. I've read it. And it just has so much fun stuff about the movie and stuff, which is really fun. And then this one is a rare one. I think it's worth quite a bit of money. Not, you know, not thousands or anything. But I mean, I think it's worth like between 75 to like 150. And I found this one on Pango Books, and I'm so happy that I found it. So I got this edition, and it's really beautiful, very vintage looking. I never buy vintage books, but when it comes to The Princess Bride, I will buy anything that I can find. So I got this one, and then this jacket is just plain gray on the inside. But yes, so I don't know what year this is, but I was very excited when I found this one. I was like, I've never seen that one. I need to get it. So this one is, let's see, Harcourt, Brace and Company, and copyright 1973. So this is one of the oldest ones that I have. Oh, it's reprinted by the Science Fiction Book Club, so it could be that edition, but I just love that one. Okay. And then I have this one, which was the first copy I bought myself, and I bought myself the really nice edition, hardcover, beautiful blue edition. I love this one. But this is this was the first. I think it was the first. It was the first illustrated edition that they had, and so there is illustrations throughout. I'm trying to find one of the bigger illustrations. Where are you? Oh, there we go. So there's illustrations throughout. They're kind of like a sepia color, which is really pretty. But I do love this edition. This was the first one that I bought. I think I bought it full price. But yes, and it's blue on the inside. So one of my favorites. And then the other one, last one that I have, my friend so kindly gifted to me for Christmas one year. And so it's one of my favorites. And it's this one, the special edition beautiful one. And now on Amazon, you can find it for like $15, $20. So if you want a especially really nice one, apparently it's a really good price now. So I do really love this one. It's foiled and it's hardcover. It's beautiful. It's just like, can't carry it around, but it's a beautiful special edition. I love it. So this one has beautiful cream colored paper. I love it. I don't know if it has the same illustrations as the one I just showed you. Oh, I love this one. This is one of the parts. It says the wedding. Really beautiful though. I would love to read The Princess Bride in this edition at some point, but really, really beautiful. But yes, it could be the same illustrations as the other edition that I have, but in this beautiful, beautiful bound edition. So love that. So those are all the copies that I have of The Princess Bride. Okay, so as far as special editions go, I think that's everything. I think I showed you pretty much the entirety of my collection, pretty much. All right, so the next question is gifted books. Books you love that others have gifted you. So, I mean, there's quite a few. I mean, I can't mention everybody, but I will try. I can't mention everybody. But, let's see. Kind of hard to turn my cart over there. But Book Love. Book Love was sent from my friend Christy. That's easy. That was right there. Pearl in the Sand was sent to me by Chrissy. I know books 2 and 3, I think. Out of these were gifted, one from my friend Chrissy and one from my friend Teresa. So 2 of these were gifted to me, which I love. I love those books so much. Okay, let's see. What else? What else have been gifted? I'm trying to remember. It's hard to remember sometimes. It really is. This was a recent gift that I literally just got this week. It'll be in a book haul, but I thought I'd share it with you. I'm so excited. So it is Within These Walls of Sorrow by Amanda Barrett, and I got this book literally like days before she won the Christie Award, and she sent this to me before the Christies, and I was just so happy. I asked her for a book plate for the Warsaw Sisters because I loved it so much, and so she was like, have you read my other book, Within These Walls of Sorrow? I was like, no, I haven't. Warsaw Sisters was my first, and she's like, I'd like to send you a copy, and I was like, yes, please. So she sent this to me. It is signed, and I'm just like, yeah. So this was a lovely, lovely gift. I love this one. This one was a gift. I read this one, and the author kindly sent me a copy of this book, The Secret Society of Salzburg by Renee Ryan, and I love this book. This is another really great book, and so she sent me a copy. So I do have some author copies, not many, but there are a few. I can count these as a gift because I only paid for shipping. So, I mean, obviously, but Tony Shiloh was doing an unhaul on her shelves, and she had some of her own books on there. So I was like, Tony, I will take all that you have because I don't have any of them. So yes, she kindly sent me all of these, and I just paid for shipping. So I love them. So those definitely I would count as gifts. So I have All the More, Finally Accepted, Grace Restored, Buying Love, which I have read and really enjoyed. I still need to continue the series. Finding Love in the same series. Enduring Love, still same series. And Risking Love, which is the same series. So I have them all, thankfully. Yay! Okay, and then all of these. Melanie Dickerson's Her New Derek Tales. So, book 1, I know was gifted by a friend. I always, for some reason, I need to leave washi tape up here because I always lose the gift receipt if they're not washi taped in the front. This one was from my friend Celeste, so thank you, Celeste. So she bought me book 1, which is such a lovely surprise. I think this is a birthday gift this year. So that was book 1. And then book 2, I know, was a gift from my friend Holly. So she got me Castle of Refuge. So hopefully I still have the receipt, but even if I didn't, I know my friend Holly gave me this one. So thank you, Holly. And then the last 3, which is Cloak of Scarlet, Fortress of Snow, and Veil of Winter, were kindly sent to me by Melanie Dickerson. I chat with her quite often, and just, I love her so, so much. And she sent me these, and I'm just like, she's probably, no, she is. She is in my top 3 authors of all time. I will read anything that she writes. I've read all of her fairy tale retellings and her medieval era books. The only ones that I have to read are her Regency era books and one other one, I think, and that's it. So I will be caught up hopefully next year because I really want to read all of her books. So, but she kindly sent me all 3 of these books, so they are very special to me since she sent them to me. So not that I'm going to cry or anything, but King Kiss there because they're very special. And then the last gifted books that I want to share with you are these ones. Erin Bartel, all of her backlist, besides Everything Is Just Beginning, because I already own that one, but The Girl Who Could Breathe Underwater, All That We Carried, The Words Between Us, and We Hope for Better Things. So I wrote to her asking her for a book plate for Everything Is Just Beginning. And she kindly said, yes, absolutely, and I'll send you a couple extra goodies. So I'm thinking, bookmarks, maybe some magnets, cute stuff that usually goes with book swag. She sent me her entire backlist of books. I was not expecting that. This huge box came and I was like, this says it's from Erin Bartels. Like, what is going on? And so she sent me all 4 of her releases and a book plate for Everything Is Just Beginning. She did not forget. But she sent me all of her backlist and I have yet to read them. But that is one of my goals, is to read her backlist next year, I think. Yeah, I think so. But yes, so I would love to read more by her. So those are my last of my gift books that I can't share everything, but those are some that I could think of on the fly. Okay, next question. Is it our last one yet? I'm tired. Okay, so the next question is, the blessing of a book. How has reading benefited you in your life? Emotionally, mentally, spiritually? So obviously, spiritually, when you're reading your Bible, that obviously, I know I need to read it more than I do right now because I've only been reading it like once a week, and I'm like, confession time here, because I used to read it every day. And that was only like last year, I think. So yeah, this year has been not that great. So my goal next year is to read every day, even if it's just one verse in the morning and night, just to get into God's word. So, but spiritually, obviously, that's the only book that feeds me spiritually. So as far as emotionally or mentally, emotionally for sure. When I read an emotional book and I feel like crying, honestly, I do. I love those books. I really do. If they're like, emotionally get me right in the feels. I love books like that. They're actually one of my favorites if I could find a book like that. If a book makes me cry, it will most likely be in my top favorites of the year. Just to let you know. That's not a bad thing. I really do love emotional books. Mentally wise, if I feel like I'm being rushed with reading, especially at the end of the year when I'm trying to get review books read and done, mentally I'm a little drained right now from reading. I think that's more due to filming wise, but I just feel a little tired, but I do always feel re-energized and ready to go in January. So I'm looking forward to January for sure, because I will be happy to start reading again in January. But yes, I think it has more to do with filming than with reading, but I just feel mentally drained just a little. As far as emotionally, oh, we already talked about emotionally, but mentally, honestly, I just enjoy reading. I mean, it's an escape from normal life. I have a very vivid imagination where I can imagine whatever book I'm reading and pretty much live the character's life. Well, not to that extent, but I'm not having, dreams of them. I have dreams of movie stars and movies, but normally not books. No, I don't think I ever have, but I mean, I love having that image in my head of like a movie playing, and I'm playing the main character, and it's just I enjoy reading, and I love seeing those images in my head, and and I can understand if you guys don't see those images. My mom and dad really don't. My mom does if a book is very good, but that's about it. I see it with every book, no matter if it's good or bad. So sometimes that's a bad thing if you're like, it's just a boring book and you're like, I just want to get over this and finish the movie. Okay, so the next question is friends, the greatest blessing. Do you have any in real life friends that love to talk books with you? And also tag your favorite booktubers. How can you choose a favorite? They're all favorites. I'm not going to tag anybody because honestly, they're all favorites. And if I started naming names now and forgot somebody just by accident, I would feel absolutely horrible because all of you mean so much to me. So I'm just going to say everybody. I have done 3, maybe 4 Christian booktubers to follow. So I will link that playlist down below in the description box so you can check out all the ones you may have missed because I have mentioned everybody up to this point who's been a Christian booktuber and created a channel, new, old. You're not old, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so as far as in-person book friends, no, I really don't. I don't even talk books with my librarians, honestly. As a matter of fact, it was kind of funny. One quick story. I asked the librarian for a book recommendation because I wanted a book recommendation from her. She said she doesn't really read. I think she said she reads her Bible, which is amazing, but she really doesn't read. I'm like, why do you work in a library? I wanted to tell her that, but I didn't. I was good, but I was like, that'd be the only reason I would work in a library because I love books. Like, if I didn't, I don't know. It was kind of funny though. I'm like, well, I guess I'll have to ask somebody else for a book recommendation because it was just so funny. But I mean, you assume that if you're a librarian that you love books, but I mean, it's kind of funny. I don't know, but yeah. So no, I honestly really don't. Unless my dad or mom ask me for book recommendations, which isn't all that often. I don't really talk books. I may talk about a book with my mom and dad, but as far as friends go, no, honestly. Which is why I'm extremely grateful for my online friends. Extremely grateful for my book friends that love talking about books, that I can gush over the gorgeous men in books and cry over the sad moments with them or the shock moments and be like, what is going on? Those types of moments. So I'm very, very thankful for my book family here on YouTube. And so, yeah, so thank you to everyone. And I know a lot of people have already done this tag, so I don't know if I can tag anybody. I think almost all of my friends have done it, but if you haven't, please feel free to do it and tag me so I can watch it. All right, so I hope you all have a wonderful day, and this was definitely not a short tag at all. I thought it was since it was only like 6 questions, but apparently not. So I hope you enjoyed the extra fun talk. So I will see you all in the next video.